All right. So this video is going to be about work. And I'm guessing from the title that people think, he's going to be like, get your lazy asses to work or some sort of shit like that. I'm going to try to give actionable resources. So if you live in the United States, at least where I live, um, you can uh, you can act on. So at the risk of being booted from this place for inactivity, I have found a neat little Department of Labor. So this is actual. Um, so people know this site's legit. It's U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Um, and the hashtag is bls.gov/career outlook /20. Uh, um, /2020. So, so the article, it's saying that, so Elika Tarpey, updated by Ryan, um, Farrell, November 2019. So it's saying it's out of date. This article was originally from 2017, but there are some notes here saying that, about employment growth and stuff like that. From 2018 to 2028. So the amount, the time span was updated. And there's more wages and numbers of the top occupations from apprenticeships. And I deliberately looked that up because people think when they get into the trades, I want to learn to trade. So they approach trades like they approach um, art school or coding or design or anything like that. That you don't want to look at that. That's just a waste of money. Um, that many times people say that's like art, where the trades are you want to either like art, you want to either get as much hands-on experience as possible. So an unpaid internship is ideal for people who are living at home, um, or an apprenticeship, which you get paid. You get paid because they're trying to bring people in. Not a lot of people want to do this because it's hard. It's hard work. And let's just face it, the internet generation, which I'm part of, tends not like that. I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. I'm just saying people have gone softer. So, um, so, uh, and there's more. Okay, so I said apprenticeships. We're all we're above. Okay, we're well above the 38,640 median annual wage in all occupations in 2018. Keep reading about some of these occupations for details. So, like I said, it says 2018, but it's been updated to about 2018 to 2028. So that's the timeline they looked. We're in, we're far from 2028. So, so this is some of the stuff you can look at in the article. And the header you're going to want to look for is occupations with apprenticeships. So, you know, stuff where people are going to teach you hands-on, right? And this is, people would say like, how is the trades compared to trucking? There are a lot less people who want to do long-haul trucking. So, as for like office jobs that are getting replaced by AI, and sort of like medium level management is getting replaced by AI in office buildings. Sort of like coding, tech sector is getting hit by it. Um, one of the I guess like blue collar jobs, if you want to call it that, that's going to get hit by AI Deservedly so, because no one wants to do it and it's necessary, is trucking. There are very few people that actually want to do trucking, let alone hazardous materials. So you could probably get paid the most doing hazardous materials, but there's a lot of, there is a lot of prerequisites for that. Like moving up the ranks in the army, there's prerequisites for being a general and stuff like that. Um, but second to trucking and long haul trucking, uh, there is, which will be a while before any of these other trades. There's get hit by AI. There's bow makers, carpenters, electricians, elevator installers, and repairers. People don't think about that. I haven't thought about that. That's actually its own thing that you're, you know, certified for. Glaziers, I guess it's something with pottery, or it's like ceramics, industrial grade ceramics. Um, Installation workers, mechanical, so I guess like HVAC, heating and air, process cooling for like factories, which on the side note is more for like when you get into process cooling, you're dealing with more like engineering, right? So if you're good with like high advanced math and almost like material science, then I would say process cooling is sort of like the spec ops of HVAC, where you ideally want to work in the trades. Um, Either as an electrician, like you want to dabble in a little bit of all of it, right? For process cooling, because you deal with like welding, you deal with like pipe fitting, you deal with programming, how to decipher manual. It's a whole thing. I'm sure there's videos on YouTube about it. And then iron workers, masonry workers, millwright, which is sort of like I don't know, depends. That is starting to be phased out for AI, but most factories it's cheaper for them. They would rather hire workers, because most factories it looks better if they hire workers, right? It may not be cheaper for them to hire workers, but because of where they're stationed and a lot of middle to low income areas of America, if they don't hire the people from the surrounding area, then their corporation looks bad, right? Like homeless people can get phones, people can get on social media, so it looks good for the corporation, and it makes the people working in the factories, if they're treated well, loyal to the corporation. Just how it is. Um, let's see. Where was I? Millwrights. Yeah. Okay. Musical instruments. So woodworking, and all that stuff. Repairs and tuners. Which I'm not sure how much that can actually be automated. You still need a person to come out. No one, people want the personal touch. It's like having a personal doctor come out to your house. Um, Plumbers and pipe fitters make fucking bank. Of course, you're dealing with sewage pipes and you're dealing with, a toilet, right? And a customer, I'm just going to say this, a customer can be very cordial to you before you fix their toilet. You'll run into that in HVAC as well. That if you're there to fix a toilet or any sort of plumbing in an apartment building or an office building especially, and you have like a speck of dust on you, or if you're there, like you see them visibly cringe, like, oh, the downstairs people, to use a term for like down abbey, upstairs, downstairs. Oh, that's a surfing. It's like, um, I thought you were the boy with the coffee. It's just shit like that. They won't say that, but you can tell. You can tell. You're making more than them, and they're going to get replaced by AI, so that doesn't matter. Um, but pipe fitters is good as well. Um, it can be dangerous. So most money you make on pipe fitting would be on oil rigs. Um, the second most is overland pipelines, which can be dangerous if someone blows them up, but usually people don't like them because of the maintenance, where you have to basically go through a long dark tunnel on a sled and go through and quality check and spot weld, right? You're doing a lot of repetitive tasks. Um, it pays well. I mean, hell, Dubai needs people to do that still, right? They're trying to move away from gas and oil, but they need people. Like if you like tedium and you like money, and I want to make a note that all these jobs in the trades, you're getting one paid to work out, so you don't need a gym membership for the younger guys and girls, right? Um, there's structure, all right, and people who are there work. These are working people, right? And anybody who isn't pulling their weight will wash out. It's like the military. A lot of it's like the military. Um, so you know, even if you don't like it, you make tons of money, right? And you want like there's so many things to do. You want to like it to a certain extent because you want to study. You want to keep up to date, especially when it gets into process cooling and all that. But you know, it's most like pipe fitting is like almost like Zen, like breathing, like like people use Zen gardens on YouTube. And then you have steam filters, oh pipe fitters and steam fitters. Okay. Most big industrial places, some of them, I won't say most, but some of them still use steam. It's cheaper, right? Um, and with the way they retrieve the steam, a lot of it's turned back into water and used again. It's very high tech. It's not like you're good. Like that's another thing. Process cooling and steam fitting are two things you're going to want to study for. So, and you'll probably want prior knowledge of how things work in a closed loop. Um, and then what else? You have sheet metal workers, right? Which I'm not sure how much they are in danger of, uh, of getting replaced. But this is an old chart. So, but I'm going to look at it, um, and it's okay. So, selected occupations with many selected occupations with many applications, employment growth, projects 2018 through 28. All right, and then employment and medium annual wages 2018. So that's not just 2018; it's 2018 through 2028. So employment growth projects, employment, um, all high numbers. Medium annual wage, the highest number I'm seeing on here is 40. Wait a minute. Make sure I'm spelling it correctly. So, you got things like 48, 46,000 a change, um, and that's annual wage. So I'm guessing that'd be yearly or whatever the agreement is. If you want to get into this sort of thing and you're younger, or you're just older and you want to make like, if you want like, if you don't need the job right away, but you want to do something with your hands and you want to learn like how to work a drill and shit, I would say find a construction labor contractor, like CLC and some of them, and do your research, right? So when I was, let me see how long this video is, so I'm not blowing wind on my ass. Okay, it's 14 minutes. Onward. When before I had the meeting with the person who runs it, the lead contractor, who gets the calls and stuff and gives it to people like, do you want this? Do you want that? I looked up the minimum. I looked up the what's it called? It's the wage like menial wage. Fuck. It's the wage that like what's the word? It's the wage that people at McDonald's and stuff get paid. Minimum wage. Fuck. I have been so far out of the loop. So minimum wage. I looked up the minimum wage, and at the time I lived in DC, no specific area, and I gave them that number, and they're like, okay, we can do it. And just remember that you want to do that. Like you want to be fair because these are big corporations that are working through construction contractors, right? And they are working not really knowing who they're going to get, right? So when you do these things, $14, $15 an hour was like minimum wage in DC at the time when I was working CLC, right? I was making more dealing with trash than people who were actually part of these companies because they didn't negotiate their pay at all. And these were men that are like well out of college. Um, so I would say negotiate your pay. You can always come down, but you can't go up. So aim for somewhere off in the distance, like a distant galaxy, and maybe you'll hit a planet, right? So, uh, and even if they say no, just say like, can you at least do this? Like, have a bare minimum. Like, have a bare minimum, and then if you don't need this job, walk away or walk out of the room. It's like, no, I'm sorry, that's minimum wage. But stand up for yourself. They like that. They like that. It means you're not a slave, and people who don't act like slaves don't get replaced by AI because it means you know your worth and you're willing to actually learn and you want to know stuff. You're treating it like an education. That's what you got to do with construction, contracting, construction labor, anything like that. Actually, like contracting work, starting from the ground up, you are learning, and the people at these job sites know that. If you ask questions and stuff and don't be a nuisance, then they will help you out. Um, but say no, I'm going to take minimum. I need to take minimum wage because at that point, if they're not going to pay you minimum wage, then you're better off working at McDonald's. And say that. It's like, well, if you're not going to pay, this is a contracting labor job. I know these people are paying more than that to you guys, right? And this is when it does good to look up things before you go into an interview. It's like, you are not their employee yet, and when you are a contractor, they work more for you than you work for them, and that's what they don't tell you when you do construction, contracting labor, stuff like that. You are an independent agent through them, and if you want to liken it to anything, it's like a talent agency, right? Something that people in my generation know is like a VTuber talent agency, or just a social media star talent agency that gets deals and they work through them. It's like, but the talent's basically a free agent. It can say yes, no, can we work on it, can we get more? And then the agency is like, well, shit, we'll try to get more and we'll get back to you. So that's how it is. And these corporations getting these contractors write things off as business expenses. Most things they write off as business expenses, which means they don't have to pay taxes on it. And if they do pay taxes on it, it's very low. So don't go into an interview acting like you're an employee, especially if you're a contractor, especially if you're a laborer. You don't get health care. You don't get dental. So the least they can do is pay you a living wage, right? I would just look up. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Um, Especially if you can get like a group of guys or people carpooling doing this sort of thing. 18 minutes. Anyway. I'm going to end it by looking at the article again, and just to let people know what it is. It's Career Outlook, and it's at U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. So it's a .gov website. Um, so anyway, thanks for watching, and have a good day.